Ever get the sense that something's off with a person in your life? Like you're being played, but you can't quite put your finger on how. Maybe one day you're showered with praise, and the next you're left doubting your own reality. If this feels painfully familiar, you might be dealing with a manipulator. Before you start blaming yourself, let's break the trance together, because here's the truth. Manipulators don't walk around with obvious warning signs taped to their foreheads. In fact, they can be incredibly charming, attentive, even mesmerizing at first. But there are always patterns. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll spot those red flags from a mile away. Let's start with the most deceptive trick in the book, love bombing. Picture this. You're suddenly the star of someone's universe. They text you all day, shower you with compliments, buy you gifts, call you their soulmate day 2. It feels unreal. But that's the problem. When it's all fireworks and declarations before you've even learned their middle name, pause. Because love bombing isn't about you. It's about control. Hooking your brain on intense highs so you miss the giant red flags waving below. Here's a trick. If any relationship moves faster than logic, step back. Real connection takes time. A manipulator rushes it. It's not romance, it's a strategy. So what happens once you're hooked? Enter the guilt trip. Suddenly, every boundary you set gets spun as an act of betrayal. You say no and here, but after all I've done for you. Instantly, you're uncomfortable, questioning if you're selfish, unloving, maybe even a bad person. But here's the secret. Guilt tripping isn't about what you did wrong. It's about control. Manipulators bank on empathy. They know that if they sigh, act wounded, or bring someone else's opinion, you'll bend yourself into knots to make things right. Stop. Ask yourself, did I actually do anything wrong? Or am I just being made to feel that way? Authentic guilt comes from your own values, not emotional blackmail. But there's a darker move, gaslighting. This is when someone methodically chips away at your sense of reality, one small denial at a time. That never happened. You're too sensitive. Are you sure you remember things, right? Slowly, you start doubting your memory, second-guessing yourself. Over time, you trust their version of events more than your own. Here's how to fight back. Start keeping notes, a journal, texts, whatever. Trust your lived experience. The more obvious you make the pattern to yourself, the harder it is for anyone to rewrite your story. Let's talk about hot and cold games. One day, you're adored. The next, they're icy, withdrawn, punishing you with silence until you apologize for something you can't even name. This isn't mixed signals. It's emotional control, keeping you unsteady and working overtime to win them back. Don't play along. If someone can only be warm when you're perfect and cold when you're real, that's not a relationship. That's a compliance test. Now, some manipulators upgrade the game, using third parties to triangulate. Sarah agrees with me, you're too much, or my friends all think you're wrong. Suddenly, you're not just dealing with them. You're up against an invisible jury. Here's your line. If you have a problem with me, talk to me. Not about me. Don't play defense against a chorus you never agreed to join. Another type? The White Knight. At first, they rescue you, fix your problems. Seem like a dream. But notice, sometimes they create the chaos, only to sweep in as the hero. If they need you to keep struggling so they have a reason to save you, recognize the manipulation under the mask. And if all else fails, get ready for Dava, deny, attack, reverse victim, and defender. You bring up a real concern? Suddenly, they're the victim. You're the attacker. Everything you say is turned against you. If the issue keeps getting buried under defensive drama, pause. Stick to your truth. Repeat your point. Don't get sidetracked into their narrative spin. So, how do you protect yourself? First, trust your gut. If you feel confused, anxious, or off around someone, listen. Don't over-explain and don't play their logic games. Keep your responses short, direct, and emotion neutral. I'm not going to justify this. When you're ready to talk respectfully, I'm here. That's it. Set boundaries and enforce them. Don't just say, "Please don't speak to me that way." If it happens again, remove yourself. Manipulators test your boundaries. Don't just set them, back them up. Own your reality. Write things down. Speak your truth. If someone punishes you with silence, say, "I won't be punished with silence. I'm leaving the conversation until you're ready to talk." If they gaslight, calmly restate what happened. Don't argue, don't jade. That's their playground. If you're left guessing what you did wrong, ask for specifics. If they can't spell it out, you have your answer. And if their only response is more emotional punishment, anger, tears, withdrawal, it's not your job to rescue them from their own feelings. Healthy relationships require two adults to show up. And remember, consistency matters more than charisma. Real support helps you rise. Manipulation keeps you doubting. Let people earn your trust through steady, honest actions, not grand gestures followed by punishment, silence, or denial. Bottom line? Manipulation thrives in confusion, speed, and secrecy. Your power lies in clarity, patience, and self-worth. You do not need to apologize for holding boundaries or believing your own experience. So next time you sense the balance shifting, don't gaslight yourself. Trust your intuition, ask direct questions, and step back if necessary. Because once you see the patterns, you're impossible to control.